This is a follow-up video to yesterday's video where I discussed a third tier of the prophecy of 42 months that's found in a couple places in the book of Revelation. Two of the tiers are prophecies of the beast giving power to its boys. These two are referred to in chapter 13. This video was called Obama and the Beast. Our Creator is revealing at this time that Obama was inaugurated into office and given the power of the office that he has exactly 42 months on man's calendar from the day that Yeshua will return in power and in glory. I marvel at how he has all of this timed out in precision and how he is revealing things systematically as we move forward. A few days ago I posted a video called How Much Longer, where I said that tomorrow will be only 220 days out from Yeshua's return, and how I felt that at that time that this day could be significant, but did not know why or how. It was on this day, which was 220 days out, when I received an email pointing out to me that Obama's inauguration lined up like it did. And I received an email from a family in Australia that said that on this same day they were discussing how long Obama had been in office for the same reason of wondering if he fit into the timeline. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you as trivia because I think it's pretty cool when things like this happen. Today I'm going to discuss the mark of the beast in lieu of how it relates to Obama. It has been revealed by our Elohim that the mark of the beast is rebellion to his word. He has given us irrefutable proof of this in his word. I've spoken on this in several of these videos, so I'm not going to go into all of the details of it today. As I said yesterday, it is important to understand that the book of Revelation is prophecy, and it is not meant to be figured out by man because it cannot be figured out by man. It has to be revealed by our Creator, and it's revealed in His timing. In Revelation chapter 14, verses 11 and 12, we read, "And the smoke of their torment will ascend into the ages, and they will have no rest day and night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. Here is the continuance of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Elohim and the faith of Yeshua." Many people want to say that the mark of the beast is the Vera chip. This is insanity to think so. Why is our Creator going to destroy people by throwing them into the lake of fire for receiving a Vera chip in their right hand or in their forehead? And what about those who have lived for the past nearly 6,000 years? They certainly did not receive a Vera chip. His word tells us who he is going to destroy. Just have to let the word define itself. He is going to destroy all who are rebellious to him and oppose his righteousness. Don't become his righteousness. I said yesterday that Obama is just a puppet. One person made a post on yesterday's video implying that I'm saying that he is the Antichrist. There are so many false beliefs about a third temple going to be rebuilt in Jerusalem and about some Antichrist coming onto the scene. All of these doctrines are false, and they are Satan's smokescreens. There certainly is a false prophet that will play into this, but Obama is not the false prophet. But of course he is anti-Messiah, but so is nearly everyone else on the planet. Anyone who is against Yeshua is anti-Messiah according to the definition that was given to us by the Apostle John. Both Yeshua's name and his image are his Father's word, so this makes all of Christianity anti-Messiah, not just Obama. I say this because Christianity does not bear fruit that they bear the image of his word. Therefore, they certainly do not bear his name. They bear the image of rebellion to the word of Elohim. Obama was revealed yesterday to be fulfilling a third tier to the prophecy to be a sign for us, giving us more proof of July 19th next year. But there is more to this revelation. Exposing him as one of the beast's boys is also being manifested to expose one of the beast counterfeits to the mark that will emerge to deceive many. Now that he has been revealed as Satan and Rome's servant, we can expect that a counterfeit mark will emerge through him and through the U.S.'s two horns of government. The last thing that Satan wants anyone knowing is that his name or his image is the mark of the beast, and so he has set up counterfeits to the mark in order to keep people deceived. This is how he works. He and his servants hijack things that are in the Word and they pervert them. The reality is we either bear the mark of the image and the name of our Creator, or we bear the mark of the image and the name of Satan. Satan is the father of lies. Our Creator is the Father of truth, and His Word is truth. Yeshua said this plainly. Here in verse 12, it describes the saints as those who keep the commandments of Elohim and have the same belief that Yeshua has. He believed His Father's Word and became it. He lived by every word of it, and He told us to follow Him. This means that we must live by every word of it. He bears the name of the Word of Elohim, and we're instructed to bear this name. Our Creator commanded us in the third commandment that He wrote with His finger in the stone tablets that we must not bear His name in a desolating way. This certainly means that we're commanded to bear His name, and we better not be bearing it in a desolating way, because He says if we do, He will not hold us guiltless. A few verses earlier in verse 1, He said, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having His Father's name written in their foreheads." The first fruits are those who bear His Father's name in their right hands and in their foreheads. They lived His Father's Word and became it, and they became His first fruits. Those who don't bear our Creator's name bear the name of their father the devil. Pretty simple. All of us either bear one or the other of these two marks in our right hand and in our forehead. The right hand is symbolic of our works. It is what we live and practice in the flesh. In our forehead is what we think or believe in our minds. If you think that it is okay to transgress against our Creator's instructions, and or if you practice this rebellion, you bear the mark of your father the devil. If you refute this, you are refuting His Word, because it testifies to what I've spoken. And it testifies that He's put His Word in my mouth. Our Creator has also already revealed His prophecy about how no man can buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. And I've spoken about this in other videos. I'm not going to go into all the details here today. And His Word has testified to this as well. It is a prophecy of an identifying mark that would be given to us in the last days to testify to who bears His name and who bears Satan's name. He has shown that those continuing to work after He issued forth His declaration of the seventh year annual Sabbath that we're in this year bear the mark of the beast. They bear the mark of rebellion to His Word, because they're rebelling against His Word. And dying they will die if they do not repent. But under Satan's tutelage, the world has this backwards. They have persecuted and killed the true saints. They have cut them off from their families and railed them and hated them. And up until a few hundred years ago, they literally killed them by burning them alive and such. In Revelation 13:15 we read, "And He," speaking of Satan that empowers the beast's power on earth, "gave His Spirit in order to give him the image of the beast, and to speak the image of the beast, in order to cause as many that would not bow down to the image of the beast to be killed." Is this a prophecy just for the end days? Or is it the way that it has been since Saul's blasphemies entered onto the scene? If you can receive that the image of the beast is rebellion to the Word of Elohim, then these prophecies can make sense. Saul is the one who was empowered to speak the blasphemies that have desolated the truth. These verses are leading up to the sign that would be given in the last days of the mark of the beast, who bears it. Since Yeshua ascended to heaven, the world has continued to turn against those who have sought after obeying and trying to teach others to obey their Creator's Word. They have cut them off, and as I just said, not too many years ago, they killed them. People want to read the book of Revelations as a sequential foretelling of events all happening at the same time as is written and such, and it is not written this way. John was revealed things that would happen in the future, but it is not all for the end times either. Some of it's to lead up to it in these prophecies. Yet these verses are leading up to a prophecy for the last days that we're in. These verses are not speaking about some antichrist causing people to receive a chip, although Satan is certainly staging events to make it look this way. The temple is already built. There's not going to be a third temple rebuilt. And Scripture testifies to the temple's already built, to His family, His first fruits. And why not let scriptures describe who is anti-Messiah anyway? I just told you who the Apostle John says is the anti-Messiah a few minutes ago. And of course I've explained that in greater detail in other videos too, if you want to look at those videos and go through what John was saying about the spirit of anti-Messiah. Satan has set the stage for these last days by putting forth all of these false doctrines that have caused people to believe that things will unfold in a certain way with the third temple and an Antichrist. Twisted things even in the translations of stuff in the book of Daniel and stuff. And you can go to the 7-year tribulation video to have those scriptures in Daniel revealed for what they are. The prophecy of Yeshua's first coming. So in lieu of this, and Satan setting up all the stage and all these things, we can expect that he has prepared a counterfeit to the mark that will emerge as the calamity begins and the New World Order makes its move. And since Obama and the two-horned government of the U.S. have been revealed as the beast servants, we can expect that it will emerge through them. The next verse goes into the no man being able to buy or sell, in verse 16. And the image of the beast causes all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, in order to give them a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So the image of the beast gives us the mark of the image or the name of the beast. It is not some new world order that is causing people to bear the image or the name of the beast. It is Satan's spirit of rebellion and his servants that have helped him spread his rebellion to the world that is causing people to bear this name. This includes all of your pastors in the Christian church and all you false teachers out there. Granted, the New World Order might bring forth their chip in all of this, but it is not the mark of the beast. Common sense should tell you this. In the next verse, we get to the prophecy for the here and now that shows us how we can identify those who have this mark in the last days. And that no man will be able to buy or sell unless he has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast. There's going to be our answer, because it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. Our Creator's word ties in the number of his name with the 7th year Sabbath, when Solomon finished the temple in the 7th year and took in 666 talents of gold that year from his trade. Prophecy against that time, him doing that. Also, the number 666 is the number of several names that tie all of this to Rome, which is Satan's seat. I spoke about these different names that add up to 666 in the 666 video. One of these names that adds up to 666 is the Italian Church. All of Christianity has flowed out from Rome. She is the mother whore, but her daughters are still whores as well. Most of the world could care less about the declaration of our Creator's 7th year Sabbath that has been made. They have scoffed at it because they bear the mark of their rebellious father. This is because my Father's word has no place in them. The declaration of this Sabbath went out on February 3rd of this year, and I just looked, only 71 people have viewed the first video that was posted on this subject. It's been talked about throughout these videos, but most could care less when they have heard about it. It is amazing to see how the lies flourish in the world and how people's itching ears love to hear them and help distribute them and promote them, but the truth is dismissed or scoffed at, or both. You might be thinking, how can we be judged if we have not heard about this annual Sabbath that so few people have heard? My question for you is, now that you have heard, what will you change? What change will you make in lieu of this information? What change have you made with everything he's been restoring? The witness so far is almost all will reject it, along with the rest rejecting the rest of his instructions. This particular commandment was brought forth at this time to be an example of the mark of the beast, and it was sent forth at this time as a witness against the stiff-necked, rebellious, apostate hearts of the scattered nations of Israel. Our Creator already knows that nearly everyone on the planet will not hearken to this commandment, even if they heard it, or to really most all of his commandments. He has just sent this one forth as an example of the mark of rebellion. And he has sent me to testify to this and to bear witness to his truth. If you do not believe me, you do not believe his word, because his word testifies that he has put his word in my mouth. This means it's him that set forth this commandment. It is not me who declared this year to be his 7th year Sabbath. He did. Despise not the day of small things, because this is real and it is happening. Just ask yourself if you would lay down your job and trust in his provision for his kingdom's sake, just because his word testifies to do this at this time. And ask yourself why you have not been setting aside every 7 years leading up to this time anyway. Ask yourself why you won't even wear blue tassels, something the least of his commandments like this, on the 4 corners of your garments, like his word commands you to. If you haven't read that commandment, why not? Why haven't you feared him enough to, not read his commandments? His son certainly taught us to, whoever does and teaches others to do the least of the commandments will be great in the kingdom. Didn't you believe him? Most of you will audible that you would lie down your lives for his kingdom's sake, but your lives in the flesh confess differently. You won't even give up 1 day out of 7 for his kingdom's sake. Satan's smoke screen to the mark will emerge on the scene, and you will say, good, we just won't take this mark. We just won't take this Verichip, whatever it is. And we can just die in the flesh if need be, but at least we did not have to obey the commandments like his prophets and his son said that we must do. Think of the hypocrisy and the arrogance that you have. And you will maybe even die if you are not receiving the false mark, but you will only be resurrected to weeping and gnashing of teeth at the judgment. His counterfeit will emerge through the United States and the other beast powers that are behind her skirt. Barak is just a puppet, but he has been empowered to be where he is at this time to speak his blasphemies as well. It is just that this mark will emerge from the beast's servant, that this mark that will emerge from the beast's servants is going to be a counterfeit. If you want your Creator's mark in your right hand and in your forehead, he has told you what you must do in these videos and in his word. You must return to him through his Torah and enter into a contract with him that will cause his son's blood to be applied on your behalf. You need to stop trampling his blood underfoot in your false blasphemous religions. From there you will be delivered through the coming time of calamity, and you will be given a chance to continue in his covenant to become our Creator's righteousness. And the end result of you overcoming the mark of the beast is you will be given eternal life in his kingdom. It is a pretty good offer. Lay hold of it and live.